All right, all right. We have another show match today. This is match 7 for the 2v2 amateur tourneys. It's going to be FoolishMoon in blue against SpecialNeeds in red. Quick reminder on the rules. We are doing metaplays rules, so this means no spoils, no node strat, no use of exploits. A team that bunker crashes will experience a loss. As well as, of course, no repeat leaders and no repeat maps. The higher seed is going to start us out with picking a map. That will be an eyes open map. Not sure what you mean by that. But FoolishMoon is our higher seed, I believe. Let us quickly check real quick. So FoolishMoon is seed 7, and we have SpecialNeeds as seed 9. Interesting. Okay, so we actually have Team SpecialNeeds picks the first map. Oh, an eyes open map. Volt. Volt it is. Okay. We ready? We'll see. So I have a lot of experience casting FoolishMoon. No imaginary coin flip. No, not this time. No, it's just higher seed picks first. But I have not seen how SpecialNeeds plays. I think this is the first time actually seeing them as a team. So it'll be interesting to see how things go, how they play. I see that they are not yet ranked 99. Now that doesn't mean anything, but I'm curious to know how experienced they are. And off we go. Foolish Apollo going Shipmaster Forge on Volt, which is a very strong first pick against an Arbiter Cutter. So gonna be similar playstyles from both sides, but Shipmaster Forge is in fact the meta pick. So, in blue team with FoolishMoon, we have Jackrabbit open with presumably a pad, as well as Double Grunt open with, we will see, pad, what I'm hoping. None of the players really queuing up their buildings, so we're delaying our second building a second or two here. There's our pad, there's our pad, and pad, ghost open from red. I did not see what Nick had opened with. It doesn't look like he built any starting units, but decided to rush for this mini base here. Now what's interesting about that is this is a more expensive mini base. Generally, if you were going to rush a mini base, you'd want to go up for this one instead, and force your opponent to have to buy this one. You'll just be ahead on pop and have an easier time denying mini bases. Are you looking forward to Shreko in Stars casting? Is that happening? I surely hope not. Surely hope not. Now, I heard... I guess they're not fighting for Sentinel, just a fight over here. Yellow picked up his power, awesome, and Red's picking up his as well. And he even took the power from light blue, I believe. I did miss that. Gen 3rd coming out. We are delayed on our pads. I guess we are getting a Barracks 4th technically on the mini. Meanwhile, Raid 5th from Red. So overall, I think Red's got a good build. I don't agree with Yellow rushing the mini base, but we'll see how it goes. A lot of grunts coming in from Dark Blue, who is already with an upgraded gen. Just Harvesters. Raid camp up here, okay. So with this many Harvesters, he may be going Ghost with a raid camp, I'm not too sure, but he also might just be going Grunt too. So yeah, Light Blue has the right idea here. He's building his forge, which is really nice, and he's got this mini base instead with the barracks on it. So this is going to allow him to get, you know, a couple more Marines to fight this mini base way sooner than if he were to just rush this. It adds up. This is 300, 450, and you know, 600 resources compared to just 350. So it's a big deal. Alright. Enforcers being pumped. Do we have a double raid? We do not have a double raid. We do have a double raid. It's just over here. Suicide grunts. Okay. Lock him down with the mines. Now, I'm not sure how successful this is going to be. He is playing against a forge. Generally, the best answer to a forge is going to be ghosts, but it's possible for those raid camp enforcers to stasis the forge hog and kind of get a jump on it so it can't run away. But you need a lot of pop to kind of get to that point. And these flamers and snipers are going to make it tough. I believe on Friday. What are they casting? Shreko and Stars. That's gonna be insane. I don't think that's gonna go very well. Good little fight here. We do have jump pack brutes coming in, and we also have a couple ghosts mixed in with the grunts, which is really nice. Any snipers or flamers that come out from here are gonna have a hard time. We got our second gen coming in from Apollo. It's a great second gen timing. FoolishMoon still has his armory, and his forge is still unupgraded. I'm not sure why exactly. Good suicide grunt connection, possibly? No. He walks past the two snipers. Could have been really good there. Snipers are still coming out. It's going to force Red to need to go into Ghosts, but I'm not sure if he's doing that. He's rebuilding a raid camp at home, but he really needs Ghost, and he has the eco for it. Matter of fact, he is going Tech 2 with a raid camp, so that's not bad. He can get his counter ball out. Dark Blue is pushing up heavily on Yellow here. Didn't walk into the mine. Great Myco there. That was really well executed. Turret coming in. Do we have a double gen? We do not have a double gen from Yellow, so he's a little bit behind. Expa buy from Dark Blue. It's definitely seeming that Blue team, FoolishMoon, is ahead in this engagement. It's going to take a lot of counterball units to kind of push ahead of the Forge, and Forge quite simply has 4th point siege, which is going to ruin this counterball. So it's definitely a tough spot. Meanwhile, Yellow is just now getting his second gen at 5.5 minutes. So he's also going to have a hard time too. He's got turrets out, so I believe he's going to handle a push, but he's losing all the map control. I don't like to see FoolishMoon sitting here. I think he should be more engaged, you know, in red side, in his space, after getting a good army wipe for this this control of the map. Beam kills the hero. That's really rough. So that puts Yellow at 12 pop right now, fighting against 38. Good mines. I think he's going to run into a couple of them. Yep. And from the looks of it, he is going to deny that hero coming out as well. Light Blue is still just sitting still. I'd really like him to start pushing and pressuring this guy. Red's going into Phantom, which I think is a wonderful idea. I think that's very smart considering 4th point siege is coming. Who's in special needs? Like, who are the players? I'll show you. So we have Shadowlord and Ignoble Nick. I do not know who these players are. This is the first time casting or hearing about them. But so far they're executing things pretty good in my opinion. Don't let the fact that, you know, like, they're losing on map and everything, you know, swayed your idea of them. This is their first competitive game, to my knowledge. And I think their builds are Acceptable. FoolishMoon has had lots of practice. This is their third game that they've played. So they're getting a little bit more experience on their builds and what to do in these competitive matches. So they're starting to really get a hold of their game. Finally, a scout comes in. He did see it, so he knows Phantom is coming. Would have really liked Dark Blue to be able to close out on here. It is only one turret. He didn't end up killing that mini base as well. Leader power I might have missed, I'm not too sure, but he is now at the lowest pop, at 24 pop. I'm not sure why that is. We got triple foundry. No, I like that. I think Shipmaster players, they like to go full counterball a lot of the time. I like the fact he is going triple foundry and just relying on his OP drop for the counterball. He might lose this expo though. Really, really good push from red. That base is a goner. Amazing. That's gonna get him back in the game. Really good job. I think Light Blue doesn't really know what he wants to be doing. What I would be doing in this position is a lot more combat tech marines and really pushing on red. The issue though is his window was a good 3 minutes ago, and now he's allowing red to get set up, and this is our result. We lost an expo. Dark Skies. Who did that? Who did that? Guess it would be the Shipmaster with Dark Skies. Okay. Anti-infantry turret coming out. I feel like Shippy plays counterball a bit too long. Okay, you can just say Bana. Man, no, I'm thinking more Wizard. I'm thinking more Wizard is the one who does that. He just only builds counterball. Which is good against players who can't deal with that, but that's a dead leader. The issue here is that Apollo is not letting himself really gain any pop. I like the harassment, but you know, after losing that expo there, it's hard for him to pop up. He did swivel from the vehicles to Dark Skies to some, you know, JPBs, and I really like that. I think that was a very important on-the-play decision that's allowing him to pressure with his teammate more effectively. Yellow is at 4 pop. He needs his teammate to come save him. But Shadowlord only has 3 phantoms right now. And he's all uniting them as well, so they're gonna move very, very slow. Without a stasis or something, this base is a goner. Wizard mixes Wraith Ranger. Wizard, if you're pushing on Wizard, he doesn't get Tech 3 until like 20 minutes. or longer. You know, all that counterball comes with a cost, and that is like base pushability and not getting your Tech 3, not getting your upgrades. A lot of the time, just having upgraded units of anything is gonna overcome unupgraded counterball. But more often than that, a lot of tech switches is good against the Wizard. So switching from air to vehicle to infantry on and off, and really forcing your opponent to consistently counterpump so they never get Tech 3 is really good. And that is a dead base. I do like the comps of both players from blue. I think, you know, about now we need to be focusing onto getting Wraiths out from dark blue. He is getting his Tech 3, so that's exactly what he is doing with these foundries all across the map. I think really good pacing in builds from the Shipmaster player. Forge, on the other hand, has a really balanced, you know, Nightingale, Sniper, Wolverine, and Siege. Would just like to see more Marines in that mix, and I think it's a very strong comp. Alright, great job, Foolish Moon. You guys got one on the board. It's crazy Yellow's delayed 2nd gen sent back so far. Tremendously, yeah. And this is a map where you can greed, you know, 2 gens right away too. You know, if you don't rush this and you go for this guy, you can get a 2nd gen too. If your opponent, for whatever reasons, decides to steal that, like, it's easy to deal with. It's not a threat. You won't see anyone stealing this, so you can pretty much buy this at like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Like, it's not a big deal. I would have liked to see, what was it? Our Arbiter player actually go double gen and pretty much do exactly what he did with a double raid, just on a double gen, and prioritizing nodes, and having his army a little bit more diversified across the map. Really, against the Forge, your best play is, in fact, to go tech into Phantom. Now, I might not be correct on that, but that's just how I would play it on this map. And here's the stats. Alright, so now we get let Special Needs. We get... Pardon me. Now it's their turn to pick the map. It's a wild team name. Is there a way on Warpoint to check if you've beat someone before? No. I am talking with a guy, though, where we're looking into a live stat checker for people that you pair up with on ladder. So if you're, you know, most players will look at their recently played and they'll see if someone's like a smurf or, you know, like just so they know who they're playing against. But the issue is there's usually not enough time to actually look up stats. So we're looking into clients to essentially display who you're playing against right when you match with them and show you their CSR, MMR, gamertag, and wins and losses. So you can verify like who is a smurf or not, and you can dodge them, of course, or to know if the person you're playing against is going to be worth the CSR. You know, this person's 1500 CSR, I'm 2000. Okay, if I win this, it's going to give me 1 CSR, so it's not worth my time, right? So that kind of concept. And yeah, I think it'll be really cool. I think it'll change how people play ladder if it is successful. But right now, it's just kind of in development. Okay, so they've picked Ashes. That would be cool. Also, Slender and I have played Foolish Moon people on ladder, but don't know who won. So there was something that Sean Agon developed. He did develop a script that would pull from the API and show you all the matches you played against a certain person. But unless you talk to him specifically and have him run it, you would have to develop something yourself, because there's nothing like that exists right now. It's tough, because the process is looking back at all games that either player are playing, and you know, the farther you go back, the more the higher scale the search is, the slower it takes, the more keys you need, and there's a lot of like logistics involved, that technical logistics involved that just make it difficult. I'm sure Warrenster could do something like that, but it would be very Very intensive. Sean has you blocked. Really? That's crazy. It's kind of wild. I'm sorry to hear that. It's kind of weird on Sean, to be honest. Blocking is so petty. Ugh. This is currently what we've got for the bracket here. So this is our round 1, and we're currently playing the final game of round 2. Oh, I want to get into it more, but they're about to start. Okay, so red team, we got Desi, Insano, and Ashes against blue team's Cutter, Hw2. I've seen Desi Kinsano actually do some good work, but I do think Cutter Hw2 is favored here. Alright, let me get myself back into the game here. Okay, so we have a Gen first from yellow with a Jackrabbit open. This is going to leave him really broke, and it's going to delay his ability to get a pad on time. I do agree in the sense where, you know, there's no minis to buy, why not go Gen first? That's fair. But I'm not too sure if it's the build. If this was just built on time, which it could have, I'd actually have no queries at all with it. But I think he's a little bit too in his micro right now. Still hasn't built. Meanwhile, red hasn't built on his third yet. He does have the eco. Okay, good. He just got it now. We have fastest moon, light blue, going at Gen third, and Jackrabbit open. Foolish Apollo is going generator third, and it looked like he got Chopper open and is getting the first mini base of the game. Red wins the power, but Foolish Apollo has sent 2 Marines over here that red is not going for right now. Interesting garrison placement. Let's watch from their POV here. So Scout from light blue, he sees the raid camp. And he can go for a mini still, which is really, really good. This base is just very interesting. It seems very delayed. We're at a minute 60. So yeah, we're 20 seconds delayed on this 5th pad here. Then we should be. War Council, this is the Trox that's going to be coming out. As well as a Jerome. Alright. So just looking at the builds here, I do think that blue is favored. It really depends on how much population red team can get out with their raid camp units. But generally, this isn't much of a rush map. This is more of a map control map. One person going scouts, and one person just going like infantry hero to grab all of these nodes. Once you have map control, you can get your expos. Alright, Trox is out. Blue team is getting their first node. And we have a supply pad coming out. I think that should be a gen. He has the money for a gen now. But he is low pop, so maybe that's his reasoning for not getting a gen. And second gen coming out now for Foolish Apollo, which I think is really good timing for a second gen. Meanwhile, yellow and red I think are going to just stick to their raid camp for far too long. And it's going to really hurt their economy. And I just realized now, red actually, I think, changed to a double raid camp. So it looks like our rush is going to be in play. Everything that will be thrown at them is going to be killed by the heroes, though. It all depends on pathing and positioning and if they see it in time. Rally flags are still back here, so we got a lot of units kind of pathing the wrong way. Phenomenal job on the nodes. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nodes right here for blue team. Plus, they got their gens. So right now, blue team is at over 3 upgraded gen eco, while their opponent is at 1. So right here, we can look at yellow's economy, see how fast that yellow is going up, that power is going up, and look how much faster Apollo is. 3 times faster, just crazy. Blue might be Tech 2 by the time of the rush, yeah. That's never a good sign. I mean, they have so much economy right now that, you know, they're gonna have Tech 2 heroes, they're gonna have turrets most likely. Population-wise, I'm actually seeing blue pretty ahead. Is that Hell Charge? Oh, wow, okay. Interesting. With all this power economy, like, you gotta understand, you have 3 upgraded gens, so you gotta upgrade all of these harvesters ASAP. Unic player doing exactly that, but our bench player getting it now. Okay, great. Yeah, no, they're really good on their builds right now. I think they're playing phenomenally. We don't have the map control to get an expo, nor do we really have the population to protect it. Red is at no units. And he was our double pump person too.
Somebody want to take out those vehicles? Turret constructed. Command center upgrade.
Trying to get his second gen out now at 6 minutes. Yellow still has no second gen. He has it at the back, unupgraded. Once again, blue team's power is just zooming. They're gonna have like a 7.5 minute Tech 3 if they so desire. We could skip the Marauders entirely and actually just go for Wraith. Would like to see this base being built on, but I think they're just in their micro right now. We got Tech 2 Hero, Tech 2 Trox, but we don't have a Tech 2 Spartan. These 2 heroes can take up the entire army or kill everything in sight. Yellow is at 6 pop and red is at 4 pop. Good micro saving that leader. Yeah, it's kind of looking like a GG from here. No pop at all to defend expos, and blue team can just buy up the entire map.
Armory constructed.
We have an Apex and we have Marauder. Alright. Chalk's getting its shield up. Unable to upgrade our gens. Let's look over here. Did get that generator upgraded, but Red, I think, is more worried about getting his Tech 2, so he's just skipping on that generator. So 7 minutes, 8 minutes for a Tech 2 on Red team. And then we have Tech 3 from Foolish Apollo coming in now. So he's going to be pumping out most likely Wraith, which will just shut everything down. Nice, we have a healer as well from Light Blue. Now, if this game was at a little bit more level of a playing field, I mean, obviously you just want to continue playing for these nodes. Like, once again, this is a full generator worth of nodes. Light blue would want to be developing probably 3 bases as soon as he can, and then upgrading everything for a vulture switch. He can do that, or he can get his infantry 3 upgrades and just stick into infantry. Doing that would allow him to pressure bases sooner, but vulture is that more decisive end game that he can just rush into, because his opponents have got nothing. And when you see your opponent struggling and this behind, you can create a lot. Dark blue is doing exactly as he should, getting the rates. I mean, he should have rates now. He has Tech 3 and engineers with a Tech 3 hero. And then it's just a matter of upgrades, and then that's endgame. That's win. Blue might be Tech 2 by the time of the rush. Oh yeah, you said that. Yeah. Fortunately, Banshee Switch isn't going to do too much. Banshee Switch requires multiple bases of economy, because they're very, very weak to just one Reaver.
Our base is under attack.
So yeah, this is only something that I've kind of discovered with Dark. But yeah, because Vulture endgame and 2s is so significant, I always let UNSC get 3 bases. Meanwhile, as banished generally, we'll just keep on 2. And then your 3rd base can be the opponent's 3rd base. That's not like a rule or anything, that's just how me and Dark Angel would play a lot of the time. Giving UNSC maximum eco. Alright, and that's gonna be another GG from FoolishMoon. Really, really solid. I'm extremely impressed with FoolishMoon. I think they have really shaped up their builds. I'm not sure if they are possibly watching the previous matches, but they're tightening their gameplay up significantly. I'm very happy to see it. Great job, guys. And here we have the stats. Okay. It makes sense. I usually let Banis take 3rd base since they have gens. Oh, like shield generators. Yeah, I mean, like, a lot of the time you can play it where the Banished will get three expos to, like, shield their UNSC. In fact, let me show you guys an example. Let's go into monitor view. Let's go into info dump, I believe it is. There's so much shite. There we go. So sometimes, like, if you get a spawn like this on Mirage, you'd want your Banish to generally take, like, something like this, this, and this, and you really just shield your UNSC who doesn't have those shield gens, you know, from any pressure. So let's say your UNSC is going for a Vulture transition. A lot of their units are protected just by your bases, and they can build up, get big, and it's fine. But then, you know, on a map like, I don't have the map, a map like Badlands or something like that, yeah, a lot of the time 3 base rush from UNSC is just what you have to do. Get your eco online, and first the vultures wins. Even on a unfavorable spawn point here, you'd still want your banish to go here for this base. Can I zoom in? I can't zoom in. Instead of going up over here. You go up over here to this expo as a banished, and this expo that UNSC needs to buy is completely undefended. And a lot of the time Dark Blue can just rally units over, and you guys are stuck in middle and just can't do anything about it. And you'll notice a lot of stuff like that with many of the maps. They all play differently. Okay, let's go back into the chat here. Frontier, okay. Frontier is a wonderful 2s map. Frontier actually has the same concept with the base buys, where I will rush... Like, Frontier has a very similar base, you know, buying situation as Mirage. A lot of the time as Banish, I'm going to really pressure this guy over here. And if I can get control and keep the, you know, top right expo, you know, that's an entire path that is protecting our back bases. It just shuts down the entire right side of the map. Okay, we got Johnny for Frontier in Serena. I really like that. And then we have a Johnny and Isabel. I think the Isabel is an interesting pick for this map. Yeah, so like rushing up here will shut down this whole pathway, which is going to protect this space and this space.
Build some generators.
So this space over here ends up being like the third for UNSC or Banished, whoever. Anyway. Fastest Moon is rushing the middle mini buy. He did buy a Marine, and it looks like he is going to not delay his buildings at all, so that's great to see. Yellow, our other UNSC player, going Gen first. Instabot and mini, so he's going to be a little bit delayed. Only like 3 seconds, 4 seconds for his buildings. And that's only because he built no starting units. If he were to build a starting unit, he'd be very, very delayed. Dark Blue, Generator third. Cleaned up the power on the right side. Awesome job. And he's collecting all the blue on his side of the map too. We got a bit of a delay on his buildings for Fastest Moon. He is building Barracks 4th once again on the mini base. I think this is a very small change, but the Barracks 4th is no better than getting your pad here and then building Barracks 5th. This early in the game, those seconds of economy are really, really massive, especially if someone is being aggressive on you, like with a chopper. And just by building this Barracks 4th, you could put yourself in kind of a tougher situation you didn't need to be. Interesting that Light Blue didn't go for his power whatsoever. Most players, you know, on this spawn would not go all the way to the left and get this power. Great catch by Fastest Moon for doing so. Yeah. So Noble Nick is just going to be stuck to 1 barracks because we already have Frost Troopers here to deny that mini base, and we don't have any army to fight for it and defend it. Meanwhile, pop-wise, we got 27 pop from our blue team, while red team are at 18 and 12. Did get a mini still here from red, which I really, really like. But this is just going to be extremely hard for red team to deal with. Serena is going to start getting these nodes, and it's going to really hurt how red team can move around the map, and red team are going to have to get their stuff together, get some army really, really fast. Every unit they have right now is extremely important. They can't lose anything, or else they will lose the match. So right here, this is pretty much Red's entire army, and you know, once you see the bunker here, you gotta go.
Barracks constructed.
Oh,
Our
I'm
allies
sorry.
are in trouble.
Let's get back on casting mode here. I apologize that you might have not had any game audio or anything. I'm not too sure though. But we got on the proper layout now. Alright. So what I really like here is Blue is kind of recognizing the map control and the presence that they have. And they're taking advantage of that and getting their gens really early. I mean, Foolish Apollo right now, he doesn't have eco, but he can get a second gen now too. And there's really nothing that Red can do about it. This is a phenomenal push, actually. The only thing we're missing is like a grenade throw. Wonderful split from Fastest Moon. That was amazing! Oh, man! Good stuff, dude. I wasn't seeing splits like that in your earlier games. And that's all of Red's units. Too much bleeding early game, not enough pop early. Just too easily harassed. But then again, you know, playing into bunker snipers is just really, really tough for a an Isabel especially. You just have to have a lot of pop and have to get lucky with a stun in mines to kill a garrison early. And if you're able to do that, you're back in it. If you're not, it's going to be really, really tough.
Our base is under attack.
Tech 2 on 1 gen here from Yellow. That kind of makes me feel like Yellow wasn't pumping as much as he should on his barracks. I do see that, you know, Yellow is at 3 pop and Shadow is at red pop. So this is definitely a GG. I think Blue Team executed these games extremely well. I always love, as Serena, to actually have a garage right here. And while you have map control on all the nodes, start just spreading siege all over. Deny this base with siege, deny this base with siege, deny this base with siege. Then you're able to grab all these bases whenever you want, whenever it's convenient for your economy. A lot of the time your banished teammate, if you have one, can just eco-green in a position like that. And that is GG. Good job, Foolish Moon. Serena is extremely nasty on this map. Definitely a meta pick. Pairing it with a Johnny is actually interesting. I don't think it's bad at all. I think it's actually pretty good. I think top players could do a Johnny Serena very, very well on this map. Just being it is so hard to push into a sniper bunker. Nice, they end up getting grenade throw for the base damage. Good job.
Our base is under attack.
Mantis coming in. I'm not sure what the Cyclops is for. I guess for the Mantis, yeah, that's valid. Blue team just trying desperately to close this out. Well, red is non-existent right now. We look at Red's economy here, he can't even build a pad, so Red is just in spectator mode, pretty much.
Base is under attack.
So this is a
We're not producing enough
resignable
supplies.
position.
Call in some supply
constructed.
And we got vision on all the bases from light blue.
Leader power ready. Our base is under attack. Mantis here. Where do you want me? Where's that generator? Mini base complete. Turret constructed.
Thanks, Crystal. Yeah, I ended up fixing it. I had your message covered with another tab actually, so I didn't see it. But we got there.
Receiving fire from ground troops. I'm under attack from enemy infantry. Our base is under attack.
Crazy. I do know this. I think a lot of these players are gonna come back to this gameplay and you know, review it. Yellow, you do play zoomed in. Yeah, this is your screen right now, and it's much better just to zoom out a little bit. Easy to do on controller. If you're on PC, just figure out the bind to do so. But playing zoomed in stuff, and you want to see as much as you can on the map. It'll make things easier for micro and macro.
Our base is under attack.
I think both teams, you know, executed very well. I think this is a very competitive series. I'm so happy to see FoolishMoon, you know, perform the way they did. I think their builds are significantly cleaner than in previous series. I'm very excited to see how they perform going forward in this tournament. Very, very excited. Only good things to say about Blue right now.
Barrage constructed. Air pad constructed. Our base is under attack. I'm under attack from the enemy.
He did end up moving the garage over to this mini base, presumably for a mantis pump. Actually, it looks like hogs. But yeah, this is such a powerful mini base with siege to just kind of throw them down on all these auras. You mix bunkers in with that, and in the middle of the map, it just shut down. You force your opponent to either have to walk this way, where there's an aura, or, you know, this way to fight for that base. And it's just really, really, really tough to deal with bunkers in Frost Siege. Alright, and here's the stats. Okay, with that, we'll just switch to monitor view here. Where are we? Amateur 2v2. GG's. So this is going to put FoolishMoon up in this, and Special Needs, I think, is going down to the loser's bracket. I think SpecialNeeds have one more chance, and they'll be eliminated if they lose the following round. So let's see, we'll submit this. Now this is our final game for round 2, which means we get to watch the new series pull up. So just right here, we'll see our new games coming in. Do moderator, all matches have been completed. Oh, no kidding. What? All matches are not completed. End your tournament, publish the results. I was not expecting that. We should have a finals bracket coming in, but the bot seems to think that all games are done, but we don't have a finals. Interesting. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We might just make a separate finals bracket with these 5 people here. So it will be Warpath. It'll be This Is Our Name, More the Baptist, FoolishMoon, and We Are Smurfs. These teams will participate into a finals tournament just to end things off. As for the other teams here, thank you for participating. Due to this bot mishap, we won't have a round 3, and simply we will have to just eliminate the losers bracket here and go straight into our finals. We will be opening up a Pro 2v2 series as soon as this one ends. So this will be uncapped for all skill levels to participate in. So please do participate in that. There will be a space, even for low tier players, to participate and have their own prize pool. Yeah, thank you guys for playing. I'm gonna sign off now.